This is the regular meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, January 11th. Please stand for our invocation led by Pastor John May, Higher Power Church Ministries, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call. President Small.
Here.
Vice President Gregory. Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Councilmember Penn.
Here.
Councilmember Reynolds.
Here.
Councilmember Daves.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Statement of rules.
And good morning, everyone. And good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a funeral home in here. Let's try this one more time. And good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, all right. It's another great day here in Mobile, Alabama. I welcome you to our council meeting. Today's date, January 11th, 2022. And pretty much our rules are really very basic. At this time, I ask if anyone has a cell phone or any other type of electronic device, at this time, please put it on the off or the vibrate position. The off or the vibrate position. Any person desiring to address the council must sign in indicating the resolution, the ordinance, appeal, or public hearing agenda item before entering the meeting. When addressing the council, the speaker must state his or her name and address. Any person desiring to speak to the council on a non-agenda item must contact the city clerk office no later than 2:00 p.m. on a Thursday prior to council meeting. The subject that he or she wishes to address must be identified and pertain to the city of Mobile business. Any person who has not given proper notice to the city clerk office and wishes to speak on a non-agenda item will not be allowed to address the council. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes to address the council. A bell will sound to indicate the end of 2 minutes. 1 minute remains for summarizing. The second bell indicates the time has expired. When addressing the council, there is to be no personal address to any individual council members. All statements are to be made to the chair, who will recognize any council member who wishes to respond. To maintain decorum, there will be no undue applause and or public outcry allowed. Madam Clerk.
Approval of minutes of January 4th.
So moved.
Second. Been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Communications from the mayor.
Well, good morning. It's good to see everybody here. Appreciate you coming. Just a few announcements. One is that yesterday I had an opportunity to be in Huntsville with the mayors of the 10 largest cities in the state of Alabama. We meet almost quarterly. We've been doing so since 2014. Prior to that, the mayors of the 10 largest cities never really got together to share ideas. But what we find is that we all are dealing with the same challenges, and some of us have found solutions to some of those challenges, which are being shared among each other to help us move our individual cities forward. Always it's a productive meeting, and so I was grateful to have the opportunity to be with fellow mayors. One of the reasons we met was we wanted to get our thoughts together prior to the legislative session, which starts today, to make sure those things that are of pertinence to our individual cities and our cities collectively, that our state legislators realize that they are part of the solution to so many of the challenges that we have, especially when it comes to law enforcement, funding of court system, and so forth. Today, I want to say that we have 22 students from UMS Wright. If y'all would all stand up, they're sophomores, and they are the legislative class. They're attending city council today and are making their way through the court system and seeing some other things having to do with our city government. So thank y'all for coming. You can be seated. A couple of upcoming events that we have on Friday, January 15th, will be the lighting of the Mardi Gras tree, which is in Mardi Gras Park. For more information, you can visit the city's Park and Rec page or our Facebook page. If you have not been to the website on Parks and Rec lately, I'll tell you that it's been transformed. It is it's just amazing the difference that that's been done to bring it to the point where it should be, but it's certainly a lot more user-friendly and a lot more informative. So please go there to find out more about the lighting of the tree. Another event coming up is the Martin Luther King Day of Service. It is this Saturday from 8:30 to 11, and you can find more information about it on Mobile United's Facebook page. Again, that's the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. I have a proclamation that I would like to read, and then after that I'll call on Colonel DeLapp for an Employee of the Month recognition. But the proclamation I would like to read, and I'd ask Charlie McNichol to please approach the podium. Yep, there he is. And Mr. McNichol, while you do that, I will go ahead and read the proclamation. Whereas the City of Mobile is elevating the status of its public safety telecommunications officers to first responders in a move that outpaces a similar effort on the national level. And whereas the public safety telecommunications officer plays a critical role in public safety, homeland security, and emergency response, along with our police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical services. And whereas the public safety telecommunications officer requires specialized training and skills to gather vital information and make split-second decisions to form the foundation of an effective emergency response, preventing and worsening of a situation, provide situational awareness to responders, and or provide life-saving directions. And whereas the public safety telecommunications officer holds strong the thin gold line, providing selfless, compassionate care to all during good times and bad. And whereas the City of Mobile holds all of these things to be true, now therefore be it proclaimed that the City of Mobile recognizes public safety communications officers are far more than just clerical and support the national movement to reclassify these individuals as first responders and accurately recognize the scope of the work they do. Additionally, the City of Mobile supports the 911 Saves Act to properly classify the profession of 911 public safety telecommunications done at the City of Mobile, Alabama, this 11th day of January, 2022, signed by the mayor and all 7 city councilors. Thank you for what you and your team do, Mr. McNichol, and be glad to hear a few words from you. Allow.
Loudly. I'd ask that our employees of the month and their supervisors come up. We'll make a few recognitions. We're going to start with our employee of the month in the Parks and Recreation Department, and we'll have Ms. Shonda Smith recognize Shanavia Morissette. Oh, sorry. Shania Rocker, excuse me.
Good morning. I would like to bring up Miss Janiyah Rocker. Janiyah has been not even a year yet, right? 6 months. Janiyah is new to the team. She is an events coordinator. She was nominated because she's always smiling, but also a team player. When you're working in events, you got to do a whole lot with a whole lot of people, and you don't get things done without building relationships and getting people to be influenced, basically, to work with you. So I think this is a big feat that only being here 6 months, she was selected. And again, this is nominated by her peers to be able to be recognized. So if you all can please give Ms. Janiyah Rocker a hand.
And at this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Shayla Biko, who's going to recognize Shanavia Morissette from our Bill Mobile team.
Good morning. Shanavia is a Secretary 2 with the Inspection Services Division of Bill Mobile, and she has been employed with the city since February of 2019. Several Bill Mobile staff members were excited to nominate Shanavia for Employee of the Month, so I'd like to share a few of their comments to highlight why she is so deserving of this award. Shanavia is an excellent employee who embodies all the traits that we strive toward every day to become more business friendly. With a call volume of over 120 calls a day, she handles requests for inspections. She irons out problematic inspections. Her expertise and courteous manner of dealing with the public is unparalleled. As Bill Mobile transitioned for a period of time to exclusively accepting permit applications online, Shanavia eased the process for countless professionals by diligently inputting data for those who were learning to utilize the new online system. She worked to get a wide range of contractors, homeowners, and small businesses set up and fully educated on the benefits of our new permitting tool. She never fails to put a smile on my face, and I've never met anyone who didn't have great things to say about her. I'm always impressed with her professionalism on the telephone with customers. She exhibits professional courtesy, communicates clearly, is respectful in her interactions with customers, as she is the primary point of contact, and is a team player with all of the Bill Mobile staff members. A sincerely grateful contractor applauded Shanavia's contributions, stating that, "I don't think you get told nearly enough how thankful the building industry is to have you on board. You always go the extra mile." Shanavia is a model employee, a servant leader, and a tremendous asset in promoting development in the Mobile area. So I'd like to recognize Shanavia and thank you for all of your hard work.
And finally, we'd like to have Jermaine Martin from our Sanitation Department, and Jeff Dees is going to speak briefly about Jermaine.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jermaine Martin, crew chief, Sanitation Department, in the trash division. He's been with the city for 27 years. He has worked in multiple departments, street department, trash, and public services. He can operate many pieces of equipment. He's highly respected by the supervisors and all of our coworkers. He advocates for employees to get for training, to move themselves up, to get to better themselves in the city, to improve their wages. He volunteers for many city events, such as Mardi Gras, parades, the GoDaddy parades, etc. He's also worked at a second job with Walmart for 20 plus years. He always has a great attitude, always smiling, always helpful. Jermaine also assists when for after hours work for urban forestry. And in the last 2 years with the situation with the pandemic and the hurricanes, he played an instrumental role in getting the trash picked up. He also was giving a exceptional rating for his last two evaluations. Jermaine Martin.
I would also like to say that Jermaine is the same way at church. I mean, he's a very hard-working usher, at church at Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church. So he's not just that way at home; he's that way at church also. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And besides the students at UMS Wright, is present with us today, we also have some students with Faith Academy here also in our audience. Would y'all like to please stand, be recognized? They're here doing a government report on this morning. We'd like to thank all our students for coming out and visiting us this morning. Thank y'all so much for visiting us.
Mr. President,
Yeah, Mr. Daves.
I would also like to extend my warm welcome to all the students that are with us today. I hope that as you get older and you pursue your studies, you'll consider devoting some of the time during the rest of your life to public service. We need good, solid individuals at all levels of government, municipal, county, state, federal government. Please think of a possible time in your life when you might be able to devote some time to public service. I think you'd find it very rewarding. Thank you again for being here.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Penn.
also would like to thank UMS Wright Faith Academy students for coming out. UMS Wright is in District 1, so we're glad to have you. And I actually started as the SGA president at LaFleur, and so I want to commend you for coming out because it started for me in high school, and now I'm in the position I am today. And so I want to encourage you, like Councilman Joel, to think about one day being a part of our government system. Thank you.
Lambert.
Adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We're properly moving in second in the discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda is adopted.
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on January 29th on Conti Street and January 21st in Cathedral Square.
So moved.
Second.
We're properly moving in second in the discussion.
Yeah. Mr. President, the only concern I have is the same as I stated in pre-council. There was one request from the Alliance to remind the rubberized confetti or serpentine or things like that that are non-biodegradable not to do so. That'll be the only reservation I'll have. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Appeal is granted.
Public hearings. Today is a public hearing to rezone property located at the northeast corner of Cody Road, South, and Summerby from R1 to B3.
This opened up the public hearing for this particular rezoning. If anyone would like to address the council, you may do so going to the top of the stairs at the podium and give us your name and address. If not, this public hearing is closed.
Public hearing to rezone property located at 5527 Todd Acres Drive from B5 to I1.
Again, this here is to open up the public hearing for the rezoning of 5527 Todd Acres Drive. If anyone present in the audience would like to speak to the council, you may do so at this time by giving us your name and your address at the podium on the top. If not, this public hearing is closed.
Public hearing to rezone property located at 1490 Telegraph Road from R1 to I2.
This here is the open up the public hearing for the rezoning of 1490 Telegraph Road. If anyone in the audience is present that would like to address the council on this particular rezoning, you may do so at this time by giving us your name, your address at the podium up above.
So, is it Ruffin Graham? You're here to address the council? Okay, we called that one just a few minutes ago. Can we, Mr.
Yeah, I'll
President?
just close this one out, then we'll go back and reopen it back up.
Okay.
Anyone present to speak on Telegraph Road? If not, this public hearing is closed.
Okay, so, Mr. President, can we go back to public hearing to rezone property located at the northeast corner of Cody Road South in Summerby from R1 to B3?
Again, this will open up the public hearing for the rezoning of Cody Road, Salisbury. You may do so by addressing the council by giving us your name and your address at the podium above. Okay. All right. If not, this public hearing is closed again.
Today's the public hearing to declare the structures at 652 Plum Street, 1405 Congress Street, 2379 Willowdale Street, and 456 Elmwood Street public nuisances and ordering them demolished.
This will open up the public hearing of said properties. If anyone here present that would like to speak on any of these properties, may do so at the podium above by stating your name and your address.
Good morning. My name is Larry Sider. I'm an attorney. My address is 1 St. Louis Street, Mobile, Alabama, 36602. I am addressing the council with regard to 456 Elmwood Drive. I represent Bill Williams and Wes Williams, two of the owners of this property. The property is, the title in the property is held by 6 siblings. 3 of those siblings are deceased, and the property is, ownership is fractionalized among the 3 siblings and children and surviving spouses of the other siblings. So it's very challenging to get all the owners together to make a decision on what to do with the property. To back up a little bit, the property was damaged in August of 2020 when a tree that it was growing along the city's drainage easement to the rear of the property fell on the roof of the property, damaging the roof, causing ultimately water to get into the roof and damaging the interior of the property as well as the roof. My clients made a claim with the city since the tree was on the city's easement. The city removed the tree from the house, but since then has denied any further compensation for the tree. Now that's, I guess, an argument for another day. We're here about to declare the structure, whether or not that's going to be demolished or not. What my clients are asking me to ask the city on their behalf is to allow them some time to sell the property. They have a purchase agreement which has been provided to them. We're trying to work out some of the details of that with Irby home buyers. And the issue is trying to get all the other ownership interests signing off on the deal. So once we get that done, Irby will buy the property, make the repairs, and then sell it again. So we'd respectfully request that the city allow us, 60 days or so to make that deal, and then the property should be rehabbed and put back into ownership with, in good repair.
Mr. President.
Yeah, Mr. Daves.
Thank you for being here today. We discussed this matter at our 9 o'clock meeting, and what the council intends to do is to hold the matter over for 60 days. in order to give you and your clients time to make alternate arrangements.
If anyone is present with these said properties. If not, the public hearing is closed.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. David Clark.
Good morning, Mr. President, City Council, Mayor Stimpson, and your administration. I'm David Clark with Visit Mobile. We have the great honor of supporting tourism for your great city, and thank you for that. With me today, I want to recognize two of my team members. One down there is going to be driving these videos here in a second is Emily Gonzalez, who's our Vice President of Marketing and Communications. I want to point out that this past year, we had a big opportunity to step out of our box and support two really big game-changing initiatives, that being the SCAD Pro contract with the Savannah College of Art Design, and the Africa Town Collaborative, and many, many stakeholders throughout the city and the county, and our Tourism Improvement District, which was the first year of executing those resources and marketing resources. Emily Gonzalez has done a brilliant job in centralizing that collaboration and getting things done. So, Emily, thank you for that. And to my left is Andrew Feltz. He's one of our young, bright, creative talents of Visit Mobile. He's our marketing and communications manager. And you may have received correspondence lately from me of some of the earned media that he has given Mobile in terms of storytelling throughout the world. Some of that's with Forbes magazine, 70 million unique visitors a month. When we talked about the moon pie drop and unique moon pie drops, the budget travel, a really big deal with 80,000 unique visitors a month. Southern Living, a Good Grit, for the culinary stories in the restaurant of our great culinary scene. A lot of earned media through the Washington Post, the Chicago Tribune, just to name a few. So, Andrew, thank you for what you do, telling our great story. And specifically to that, last fall, we developed a 2.0 brand from our first brand of our tourism hype video of Mobile to highlight the tourism assets and all the great things our stakeholders are doing. So Emily's going to put up about a 1-minute and 40-second video that highlights some of that. Go ahead, Emily. Thank you. Thank you. So we have that in shorter versions too that we can air on commercials throughout how we need to do that, however we need to do that. The second film is a trailer film for Surviving.
Hi, I'm Maryland, and today I'm going to show you around my hometown and why we believe that you should bring all of your meetings to Mobile.
Shattered by violence, unspeakable cruelty.
So hold on just a second. Thank you, Emily. So this trailer film is a short introduction to what's going to be the Surviving Clotilda 25-minute documentary film that will be shown initially at Gulf Quest when the Heritage House opens this year. It's a teaser to that. So, Emily.
Lives of peace and beauty, shattered by violence, unspeakable cruelty, and a journey beyond imagination. This is the story of America's last slave ship, of the wealthy white man who sent her, and of the 110 survivors who found a way to turn their horror to hope.
So again, a preview to tease the 25-minute documentary short film that was recently shown at the Savannah Film Festival as a preview film in the fall, and it will be at the Atlanta Film Festival this May. So it's really great stuff, and I do want to give a special shout out to Anitra Henderson in the initial collaboration of making this possible and the introductions. So Anitra, thank you for all your hard work for this. We appreciate you. And, you know, lastly, if I could, Mr. President, we had some special shout outs that I shared with you, some of you, for tourism awards through the state of Alabama. And for our stakeholders, Mobile was represented extremely well last week at the Governor's Conference on Tourism. I'm really proud of our stakeholders and y'all, specifically Emily White with the Grand Bay Welcome Center was Employee of the Year of the visitors. And the Battleship Memorial Park, Janet Cobb, Major General Janet Cobb was Executive of the Year. The Gulf Explorium Science Center was Attraction of the Year. And then our very own Patty Kiefer was Tourism Employee of the Year. In addition to that, another great honor was that y'all, our stakeholders, were Tourism Partner of the Year. And named in that award was the Alabama Historical Commission, the Africatown Collaborative, the City of Mobile, the Mobile County, the Savannah College of Arts Design, and Visit Mobile, specifically with the work with SCAD Pro, designing these films that you're seeing in the immersion process. So we have an award for you. I'll take it down and give it to y'all, but we appreciate the city, your resources to make that possible. Without you, it wouldn't have happened. So thank you so much for your leadership. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to say, Mr. David Clark, thank you so much for your leadership that you have shown and given to the city of Mobile. Congratulations on also the commercials. You know, one thing that we have a hard time in struggling with, and we have been having this, you know, this hard time for a long time, is telling our story. And with these two films that you are producing, getting to the point that we're now telling our story, that would draw interest to have people to visit our city, and especially the teaser about the Clotilda. If I was a visitor somewhere else and saying that, saw this, it would make me want to come to Mobile to see exactly what they have, what they're showing, what they have to offer. Even when, a couple of months ago when they hit 60 Minutes, I have friends from across the country saying, hey, we're coming to Mobile, but we want to see, what's going on. And with this teaser, it's showing, pretty much going to have people saying, let me come to Mobile and see what they have to show, of course, with the last slave ship. But again, we appreciate you and y'all, your hard work, and also your staff and everything. Again, thank you all so much.
D'Angelo Major. Reverend David Edwards.
Good morning.
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 My name is David Edwards. I reside at 670 Fisher Street here in the city of Mobile, 36607. I'm here under a multitask fold that I like to talk with the city council and the city about. I'm here to represent People United to Advance the Dream Mobile Incorporated, of which I am the president of the organization. I'm also a local pastor. I'm a landlord. I'm a father, a husband, a friend, but the most gratifying job that I have is each year we gather and bring the city of Mobile and surrounding counties together for the annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration, which happens in January, the second Monday of each year. And before you, I have a red folder that each council member should have that has 3 pieces of paper in it. Those pieces of paper simply outlines a couple of the things that we do during the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. week celebration. If you look at the first one, that's a flyer. The most notable portion of that flyer says that for 32 years, we've galvanized, organized, and strategized a community unified march. In sitting here this morning and listening to the mayor's announcements, I was a little bit taken that they did not include any of the activities that People United to Advance the Dream have been implementing for 32 years, even after I've already spoke to someone in the mayor's office concerning this. It's not in his notes. And I feel it only befitting that we come and address the council, because each year the city has been a very vital part of bringing the things that we do to bring the entire community together with one voice. I believe that Dr. King's message of peace, unity, love, respect for all mankind was the most profound message this nation ever encamped upon. It allowed and brought about change in all communities for all people. Dr. King was a civil rights leader. He just happened to be black. He was not for black, white, Jew, Gentile, Asian, any particular race or ethnicity of people. He was for all people. And People United to Advance the Dream Mobile Incorporated carry that same momentum, motive, and persona.
Reverend Edwards, yeah, that was your 3 minutes and everything, but we appreciate you, coming down and everything. And if you can put the PDF and send it to our city clerk office and send it to all the council members, we can probably go ahead and put it in our newsletter electronically and send out to the rest of the citizens in Mobile.
So time is up?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim Witherspoon.
He's not here.
Ordinance is held over. 64035, rezone property located at 1490 Telegraph Road from R1 to I2.
So moved.
And properly moved in second. Any discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I neglected to call the people that signed in for agenda items. Reggie Hill, regarding agenda item 21038 and 21043.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. I do want to commend as well UMS Wright and Faith Academy for allowing their students to be a part of this, being engaged directly with the government sector. Just always remember people first, and municipal local government is most important. Every
Mr.
national
President,
movement.
Mr. President,
Yes, Dave.
I would ask that Mr. Hill limit his comments to the items he has signed up to speak about and not engage in any general discussions.
Oh, God.
As Miriam, you can just start Mr. Hill, give him back his minutes that he lost. Mr. Hills, as Mr. Daves has stated, if you can just stick strictly to the agenda item, that'd be much appreciated. But we did start the time back over.
Well, Mr. Davis will let me finish. Just saw how I related, but I'll be considerate of that. This is the lesson that they need to see, so I'm actually happy about that. Before I begin, I do want to thank those who answered questions regarding ARP last week. This is related to those agenda items. So if you just allow me to speak, you'll see that this is in the same relation. That's why I refrained from signing up for a non-agenda to speak this week, because questions were answered last week. That's kind of what happens when we work collectively as a people and governing body. I want to also thank Mr. Jones in relation to 08006. I'm hoping that we can get some more information on that, but I'll wait to give that sentiment next week to be respectful to Mr. Dave's request. I rise today to discuss 21-038 through 21-043. And for the record, good morning to the citizens, stakeholders, and Mobile, Reggie Hill, 1007 Center Street. I just simply want to say about these ARP resources, we cannot police cybersecurity or criminal surveillance our way out of this issue that we have with public safety here in the city of Mobile. 3 points to consider here. There's a continual increase to the funding of the particular department, but yet we're not yielding the results of that. I've spoken to this about performance contracting as well, particularly as well with ARP funding, where we have the opportunity to do this now. This seems to be another way to increase this budgeting, but we don't have a result. So how can I offer that we don't have a result? Well, it says that we're investing in hypotheticals. Even in this meeting, there was the option of saying, well, if this potentially works, we could then look at using the general fund to do that. So we're investing needed resources that could be going into things that are already data proven into an if. And then lastly, the part that I want to really emphasize, and I've said this many times to people who are here before the newcomers, why are we bringing outside entities in to handle local issues? We have people right here on the streets and on the ground who already know exactly what it is that's taking place and what we need to do to resolve the issue. The business of the city rests with this decision making. So until we place the people over ideological justification, however, none of this will change. It's not possible to do it. The verse of the day, which came from the Holy Bible, this comes out of Matthew 23. It says, "But the greatest among you all will be your servant." So let's quit with these unnecessary tactics that are not really going to improve the quality of life of public safety in our city, and that's misusing the taxpayer funding, and get back to serving the people. And this is something that I believe was the focus of every single adult in this room at some point. And so whatever it is that shifted that mindset. So we need to get back to that, and I hope that we'll be able to come to the table. There's a meeting on the 22nd, Ms. Gregory mentioned. I hope that people who really have solutions will be able to participate in that. We can get this done in the city of Mobile. Thank you.
Okay. Consent resolutions held over. 03001, concur in the appointment of Brian Fewen, Mayor, to the Mobile County Board of Human Resources.
So moved.
Second. Been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
37002, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a retail beer table wine off-premises only license for Food Mart Meat Market on Hertel Street.
So moved.
Second. Been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Resolutions held over. 091123, reallocate funds from CIP Fund Citywide Signal and Assessment to Capital Project Mobile Greenway Initiative.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President.
Mr. Reynolds?
After the long discussion we had last week regarding the reallocation of this CIP money from a signal project to a different use, had the opportunity to speak with our various city leaders in the executive branch, and also many of you, of course, as we discussed yesterday and last week in a public forum, and have come to realize that maybe my view is not shared by at least 5 members on this council. So I'm going to cast my vote in favor of this today as an olive branch to the executive branch to say, hey, don't forget about us over in 4.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
091124, reallocate funds from capital project re-roof various city facilities to the general fund forestry contract labor.
Move the table.
Okay, that's been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item table.
If there are no objections, I'll take the remaining items together. 08005, approved purchase order to Stryker Sales Corp. for 3-year service plan for 43 cardio chest compression systems. 08006, approved purchase order to Chevrolet for Silverado pickup truck for cyber division. 08007, approved purchase order for fuel for Wave Transit System. 08008, approved purchase order to Stunt for a 1-year subscription for 140 licenses for Monday.com collaboration software for MIT. 08009, approved purchase order to Stuns for a 1-year subscription for 120 licenses for Monday.com collaboration software for MPD. 21010, authorized contract with Reed Fire Protection for fire sprinkler and backflow preventer inspections and repairs at various city facilities. 21011, authorized contract with TAW Power Systems for emergency generators, preventative maintenance and repairs at various Mobile Fire Rescue Department facilities. 21012, authorized contract with IET Systems for security barrier at the Mobile, Alabama Cruise Terminal. 21013, authorized contract with Southern View Media for digital marketing and design services for public safety candidate recruiting. 21014, authorized contract with Nuisance Fever Control Services. 21015, authorized contract with Prodigal Rentals for portable toilets at various city locations. 31016, authorized a grant application to Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation in support of public safety equipment for Mobile Fire Rescue Department. 37017, approved certificate of public convenience and necessity to Divania Stalworks doing business as DMS carrier to operate a sedan service. 37018, approved certificate of public convenience and necessity to April Johnson doing business as Kids on the Wheel to operate a sedan service. 60019, 020, and 021 are approving settlement agreements and release of claims.
So moved.
Been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Ordinances being introduced, 64001 through 64002. Consent resolutions being introduced, 37026 through 37046.
Move to waive the rules in order to consider these resolutions with the exception of 37026.
Second.
and there's one other one as well, 40-033.
40-033 is, we have to take that one up. It's being laid over for 60 days.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
And properly moved and second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Madam Clerk.
37027, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a retail beer table wine off-premises only license for Hop In on Government Boulevard. 37028, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a restaurant retail liquor license for Crafty Crab on Schillinger Road South. 37029, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a retail beer table wine off-premises only license for Kangaroo on Cottage Hill Road. 40-030 and 031 and 032 are declaring the structures at 1405 Congress Street, 652 Plum Street, 2379 Willowdale Street, public nuisances and ordering them demolished. 60, 034, 035, 036 are approving award a special bonus to Public Services Employee, Parks and Recreation Employee of the Month, and Public Works at Large Employee of the Month. 37046, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a special events retail license for Lit Cigar Lounge for Saturdays at the Coop.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
40-033, declare the structure at 456 Elmwood Drive a public nuisance and order it demolished.
Move to layover for 60 days.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Laid over for 60 days.
CIP resolutions being introduced, 09037.
Move to waive the rules in order to consider this resolution.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President.
Mr. Reynolds?
We held, this item's already been discussed. We debated this last week. So waiving the rules, I think, is completely in order, and I appreciate my colleagues doing so in order to take this up today.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Madam Clerk.
09037. Oh, did you vote on it?
Yeah, we just voted
Oh.
to
Yeah, we did.
take it up.
Yeah.
We still have to.
We got to
We
go
just
back.
voted to take it up. You got to call it out so we can pass it.
09037, allocate monies in the general fund, unassigned fund balance to forestry contract labor for canopy cutting contracts.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Resolutions being introduced, 21038 through 21043.
These resolutions will be laid over for 1 week per council rules.
Call for public hearings. 41044, call for public hearing to assent to the vacation of portions of Pearl Street, Lion Street, Hospital Street, and Basil Street, scheduled February 15th. 41045, call for public hearing to consider a right-of-way fee for the vacation of portions of Pearl Street, Lion Street, Hospital Street, and Basil Street, scheduled February 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. In discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is called.
Announcements.
All right, we're going to start with District 7, Councilwoman Gina Gregory.
Thank you, Mr. President. The mayor announced the Day of Caring earlier, and I will be leading Day of Caring litter pickup in my district as well. We'll be working the Ziegler Boulevard, 8th Road area. Sign up and beginning is at 8:30. I just go to our website. I also have sent it out in my newsletter. We'll be meeting over off Ziegler. So if you need any other information, I'll be happy to send it, but we'll be sending out more information today via newsletter to make sure everybody is up to speed on exactly what we're doing. We also have the information on our Facebook page, and these are in all 7 districts. Also coming up February 22nd, we'll be holding a public safety committee meeting with The Mobile Police Department at headquarters will be looking at all of the programs that they are currently using, those that they intend to use in the future, as well as which nonprofits they are currently working with in order to try to stem the tide of gun violence and criminal activity, as we have been discussing in our city. So we'll be sending news releases out on that to give everybody more information. We intend to start that meeting at 1 o'clock. So on the 22nd, we will have to move quickly from this meeting to get there in time. But thank you, Director Batiste, for helping to set all this up.
District 6, Councilman Scott Jones.
Community meeting this evening, 6:30 at the Connie Hudson Center. If you are a resident of Carriage Hills or Asheville, to discuss an upcoming pending development that will impact you. We'll also have the District 6 community meeting on the 20th of January at 6:30 p.m. at the Connie Hudson Center. That will focus on public works within the district, infrastructure, traffic lights, etc. We will also be participating in the Martin Luther King Day of Service. We'll be meeting at Burns Middle School if you're in District 6 at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Joe Day, District 5.
Thank you, Mr. President. District 5 will also be participating in the Martin Luther King Day of Service. I will be leading our cleanup, which will be at 101 East Interstate 65 Service Road. This is behind the Walmart, adjacent to the Cracker Barrel. Check-in starts at 8:30. The cleanup is 9 to 11. As Councilwoman Gregory indicated, the sign-up information is on our Facebook page and at other places. You can go to also Mobile United. So looking forward to joining my fellow citizens out there this coming Saturday morning. Thank you, Mr. President.
District 4, Councilman Ben Reynolds.
Yeah, very briefly, I want to announce that the Capital Improvement Committee will be having its very first meeting of 2022 on January 25th at 1 o'clock in the council conference room. And we'll use this time to discuss the future of the CIP, any changes that are out there. So I look forward to seeing you there. Also, the River Park neighborhood, River Park community, we will be having a community meeting on the 24th at 5 p.m. at Baptist Church. So anyone in that area, look forward to seeing you there. I also will be participating in the MLK Day of Service, which is aimed at picking up litter, cleaning up our area. And our site we have chosen is in the southern Tillman's Corner area, over by those hotels and the Hooters and all that stuff over there. It's on N Road, and I look forward to seeing everyone out there. Please sign up to volunteer.
All right, District 2, Councilman William Carroll.
Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. President. District 2 will also be participating in a Day of Caring. Unfortunately, I will not be leading our charge this time. I will be called away to Miami for family business. But let's make sure that we all participate as heavily and do what we can to make sure that we keep our district in the best possible care that we can. I will be represented there though from members of our team and some members of our family that will be here. Secondly, I mentioned in pre-council about these dogs that are roaming and attacking other pets, also chasing individuals, cars, and whatever. We have tracked them to a place on Polk Street with the help of some neighbors and individuals in the community. I have also gone and seen these dogs on Polk Street. I have asked the administration and the individuals that are responsible for capturing these animals that are not on leash or within their the care of individuals or a family to capture these animals. They have told me that they are working on it, and I have asked them to vehemently capture them quicker than what we have been doing. I have gotten a response from them that hopefully says they would do their best to capture them quickly. Also, to the people on Polk Street, Audie Lewis, Miss Augustine, Aunt Augustus, also the Smith family. I don't know if they're still there. There are a couple of people that no longer live on Polk Street, Mr. Mose and all those people on that street. I'm asking you to open up your yards to these people and to these people from the community, and also to the lots that are owned by those family members, so they can place traps on in those lots and do any other things that they need to do to come on your property and catch these animals, so that we can get this under control. And I'm asking even in Miss Hall's old house, I don't know who's there right now, but I need you to please open your properties so that we can get these animals caught. Thank you, Mr. President.
And to the citizens of District 3, and I will be meeting citizens at McNally Park, starting at 8:30 check-in, and also be leading service. And again, we're doing all of this because of, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We know they're coming up this coming Monday, and we're going to be celebrating. I know the blacks in government, they postponed their breakfast until June, I believe. And the march is still set to go on Monday, and I plan on being there. But again, this Saturday, we'll be meeting citizens of District 3 out at the McNally Park with the Peninsula Mobile and Revitalized DIP. And also for the ones that not in that immediate area, just go ahead and just, do a day of service on your own by just picking up in your own neighborhood, in your own backyard. And again, that will help to beautify not only your community, our district, but our city in the whole. Do we have anything from the administration? Baptiste?
Yeah, a place at each one of your desks, Charlotte, from our public information manager, she placed a public safety calendar on your desk. In there, each month, you'll see a different area of either police or fire depicted in the calendar. So it's a token of our appreciation, and it's something that the police and fire department are using as a fundraiser to be able to feed you guys lunch when we invite you to the different meetings.
And when is that meeting? I'm just kidding. Okay. Again, for the ones who have not seen it, it's just a glance of it. Anything else from the council?
Mr. President?
Mr. Penn?
Yeah, District 1 will also be participating in the MLK Junior Day of Service. We will be meeting at Holloway Elementary School. We're encouraging all District 1 residents to come out. Any churches, any organizations like to participate, you can sign up. You can go to our Facebook page to get more information and register. But we're excited what's taking place in District 1. Also want to encourage everyone to participate in the People United to Advance the Dream. They have a lot of great events coming out, so we want to encourage that. As well as today, we will have an entitlement committee at 2:30.
Anything else from the council? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
And properly moved and second in the discussion. All in favor? And opposed?